I will be presenting a speech over global warming. In my past speeches, I showed how I would inform someone who had no knowledge at all about global warming being a worldwide issue. My second speech showed the problem, cause, and solution to global warming. In this speech, I will be using the chronological organizational pattern to show step by step how global warming started, the effect it is having right now, and lastly, the effects it will have in the future if we don't do anything about it. What is your first thought when someone mentions global warming? Some people will respond by saying, that isn't a real issue, there is no proof. What if we brought that up in the early 1700s? No one will know what it is because it wasn't even an issue at the time. Now what if we were to say that, but in the year 2080? Everyone would know what that is because of the negative effects it has had on the planet. This example demonstrates the phases of global warming. It went from being non-existent to present, but not much action has been taken against it. And lastly, it will go to we should have done something to prevent this. Based on all the facts that I've looked at, I believe that for centuries now we've been sending gases off into the atmosphere. The very first one is water vapor. This is crucial to the negative effects of the greenhouse effect, although this is not man-made. On the other hand, we have the burning of land for agricultural reasons. We've been doing this for centuries now. Therefore, this means that we've been sending nitrous oxide and carbon dioxide into our atmosphere for centuries now. Next on the gases timeline, we have chlorofluorocarbons, or CFCs. These gases could have started to show up whenever the industrial era came into play. Due to the use of large-scale manufacturing, that leads to the release of CFCs. The last man-made gas that we'll be looking at is methane. We started to produce this when landfills were introduced. Landfills can be traced back to around the early 1900s. Some of you may be wondering why the greenhouse effect wasn't occurring sooner. The thing is that it most likely was, it just wasn't as large scale as it is now. Not only that, but the greenhouse effect and global warming didn't get noticed until 1896 when Vontae Anarias claimed that fossil fuel combustion may eventually result in an enhanced global warming. His claim basically stated what is now known as global warming. As the years passed by, many scientists started to research and run tests over global warming. And as a result, many of them believe that global warming will become an even bigger issue in the future. One of the most credible sources that believe global warming is an issue is NASA. Most people know them for space exploration, but they've also done extensive research over global warming. With all that being said, there are people who believe global warming to be an actual issue, and some actually take an action to prevent it, while others don't do anything but acknowledge that it is a problem. However, some people believe that global warming is not a real thing. Who's at fault? The people who notice that global warming is a problem but don't do anything to stop it, or the people who don't think that global warming is a real issue? I'll let you decide. Now let's jump ahead to around the year 2080. NASA says that global warming will lead to changing weather. This means that in the year 2080, there will be more floods, storms, and drought. Is that really true? Yes, in the last 50 years, these three weather occurrences have been becoming more frequent, and will continue to do so if humans continue to contribute to global warming. Sea levels will be higher than they were before, according to earthobservatory.nasa.gov. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change estimates that sea levels will rise between 0.18 and 0.59 meters by 2099. It may not seem like a big deal, but it is. People living in low coastal areas could be in danger of being infected with malaria and also face the risk of harsher hurricanes leading to destruction of property, such as houses and farms. In the end, it is important to note that we do not have to end up with how we are predicted to end. It may seem like a confusing statement, but once you get it, then you'll understand that we can bless our future generations with a healthy planet rather than living in one where they are forced to live by our mistakes. It started off with being not even a problem to becoming a small-scale problem, and it got bigger and bigger, and it is still being ignored, but we can still prevent it from destroying our Earth. Thank you.